Ian, take away from the rookie season and, your thoughts with Sean. I don't want to say retiring. He's walking away from the Saints. But the biggest learning point you've had with him as a player, and what was he able to teach you, along with Pete Carmichael, who's –
just the way they prepare. A lot of people talk about you win the game, throughout the week, and then you just go play and it takes care of itself. And sometimes that saying might get overused, but I just really realized, with the Saints, that is so true. Like, they put in so much time during the week, and we practice hard. We don't take plays off, and it's high tempo every single day, and it's learning, and it's a full day of getting ready for the opponent. And then when the games come, it's just about relaxing and going out there and doing it. And I would just say learning about how to really prepare the right way. It's got Sean and Pete Carmichael written all over it. They grind. They know how to grind, and just both really smart guys I learned a lot from. And, I was a little bit shocked, but just happy for Sean and know that he'll go do some great things.
When you look at training camp and that comes about, obviously dealing with COVID, OTAs and minicamp, you're limited there. But I thought from the get-go, whether it was you, Trevor Siemian, Jameis Winston, whoever was involved, Taysom Hill, that when y'all broke the huddle, it wasn't like, get your ass back in the huddle. We came and called the play or know what we're doing. Right. What do you do to prepare yourself? Because I was impressed from the get-go how you carried yourself, was able to do that from a mental standpoint. Because first things first, you can have all the physical ability. If you make it in the NFL, you have to know what the hell you're doing.
That's right. Yeah, that's the biggest thing about this NFL playing quarterback. It's you can't go out there and show your skills if you don't know what's going on in the plays. And that, you get to the line, if you don't know what's going on, now you can't even show those abilities. So I just really learned from that quarterback group who learned from Drew. I know he had a strict process and that he followed every day, and Taysom learned from, and Jameis learned from, and I just learned from those guys. So if we want to do what Drew could do, you know what I mean? Because it worked for him. And
right.
You talk about someone that was just locked in all the time, and that's all I hear about with Drew. So I just adopted his process, and we did it together as a QB group. We had a close group that wanted the best for the team, and we did it together. We watched film together, and that's how I tried to prepare.
Ian, I'll throw it a non-Saints question here. How surprised were you Brian Kelly takes the job at LSU, and your relationship with Brian? Because sometimes with coaches, the quarterback and the head coach, they feel the pressures the same way. And sometimes there's a little friction, and we've seen it in the NFL. Even with some of the best, like with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, it worked seamlessly, with Drew Brees and Sean. Your thoughts on Brian? Were you surprised a little bit that he left Notre Dame? And secondly, your relationship with Coach Kelly.
Yeah, I got a great relationship with Coach Kelly. He gave me an opportunity and trusted in me at Notre Dame, and did everything that I could ask, that I needed from him, and I tried to do that for him as well. So I was excited for him. It was definitely a little surprising. I know he was like one of the longest coaches at Notre Dame, and I didn't know what was next for him. You keep coaching, because I think he definitely could have, or retiring. But coming down to the SEC it's a great opportunity for him, and I think he's going to do well. And it's just funny now that we're both in the boot. So once he got that job, I texted him. I was like, "Welcome, welcome down here." And he actually came to the Monday night game that I started. So he's done a good job of supporting me, and I appreciate him. And everyone says that LSU's looking for someone to come in and organize and really run that team. And
is that his greatest strength? Is organizational skills?
I would say it's one of them. Yeah, just always being on top of everything, and having guys buy into a process and doing something, really CEO-like, really running it and from top down. So that's his biggest thing. I think he did that with us at Notre Dame, and it worked.
Ian, what can you tell LSU fans about Brian Kelly and the way he coaches football, and what kind of football teams he's likely to produce?
Yeah, he's going to get everyone to buy in, and he's going to get them all to believe in each other and go out there, and it doesn't matter who they're facing, they're going to feel that they can go play for their head coach, and he's going to do everything that he can for them as well to prepare them. And it's similar to Coach Payton in terms of the guys at LSU are going to win that game during the week because of the hard work that they put in terms of lifting and as well as practice. So they got a good head coach who's going to lead them.
Now, Ian, do you wipe the slate clean, so to speak, considering you're behind the 8 ball? Look, you're playing the Dolphins. We're all dealing with COVID. And I was like, I don't know, this is like a preseason game that actually counts. Then you have to look at the supporting cast. I mean, are you able to compartmentalize that? Because I know as a quarterback, I ended up playing 15 years professional football. I had the quarterback position that you almost have to compartmentalize. Well, you never want to be too high or too low and understand the circumstance, and going forward, that should not affect you how you develop.
Yeah, 100%. I am honestly really, really happy that I was able to play. The outcome isn't what we wanted. And like I said earlier, there's 100,000 excuses, but I'm never going to complain for getting an opportunity. So I'm actually really happy that it happened. I learned a lot. You learn a lot more by doing than you do by watching. And, yeah, honestly, it's a confidence builder for me, which might be crazy to some people. But going out there, being able to complete 12 passes and just stuff like that, build from it. And it was an opportunity just to get out there and just get my feet wet. It felt good, and it's something I'm going to bring with me into this next season.